fuck what them bitches gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a fuck what them niggas gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm really no man, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad of this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga. Training, go through the baddest conditions. I fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Vladimir, nigga. She know I'm a prophet, she glad to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit till I go make some business from scratch. See, bitch, in a different breed of black man. We don't do the back thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, get up out my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go use a rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we soldier. You can take that to the bank, we focus on how many times must we remind you? One body, one way, one way. I will never take off this place. When the law with your ain't no up next, it's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. We unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in here with me. In the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we special now with the scriptures. Play, we gon' scratch them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. But really forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide. On the slide that I know about is when I send with the gun with the slide. For real, I get the harder, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die for real. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me like?
All right, clap it up. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Check it out. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. We in Austin, Texas, the law class. Got bad weather today, so we teaching class from the house. If there's any questions in the room, type it in the chat. If there's any questions online, type them in. We can get to them. Today's topic is brothers against brothers. Since the beginning of time, the war on this earth has been against brothers. Adam and Cain and Abel, Jacob and Esau, Isaac and Ishmael. It's always been against brothers. And the thing that you have to understand is who is your brother? And how do you find out who your brother is? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into all of those different things. If you got any questions, though, we're going to get into it. Go ahead.
Hey, Shalom Christ, sir. If I could, Um, I got a question on the Book of Acts. Can I get a brief breakdown on it before I go into reading it? I like
Okay, you want ask what?
just the Book of Acts in general. I just wanted a brief breakdown on it and what it was talking about.
The Book of Acts.
Come on, sir.
Okay, so the Book of Acts is an excellent book. It's a book about when Christ left after he died, and when the apostles started to go on their own and do their own thing, right? So the Book of Acts is just the works of the apostles. So just imagine these young men that were being raised by Christ. Now they got their Hebrew name. Now they become officers, right? Now they teaching. Now they doing the work. And before, when Christ was there, Christ said that the reason that their faith was so weak was because they haven't done enough work. I'm paraphrasing. So now you finna see them get their work up, build up their repertoire and getting things done. They wasn't strong enough to deal with certain demons. So what they had to do, they had to keep going to camp, keep teaching, keep dealing with demons. So now you in Acts, you seeing when the school was passed over to Peter, and Peter was leading the school, and then Paul stepped on the scene, and Paul came with all his zeal to do what he had to do for the work of the Lord. And then that's the Book of Acts. Because after that, it go into Romans and all the other books like that.
The water, sir.
No sweat. Go ahead.
If I could, sir, could I get a general breakdown on John 2 and 4?
Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 2, verse 4. Jesus said unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? My hour is not yet come. What does he mean by my hour is not come yet? Is that
Okay.
saying like it
Go
wasn't
ahead.
ready? Was this saying his talents or his miracles wasn't ready yet or something? Like, what does this mean?
Nah, so basically what it was is Mary, this is his mother. Mary has him at this wedding. Read verse 1.
Kabukan. And this the book of John, chapter 2, verse 1. And the third day there was a marriage in Cana of Galilee,
Mm-hmm.
and the mother of Jesus was there. Verse 2. And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. Verse
So
3.
Christ and his disciples was called to this marriage. They was invited to a wedding, to a party, right? And Christ's mother was there. So keep reading.
Kabukan. Verse 3. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus said unto him, They have no wine. Verse 4. Jesus said unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee?
So
My hour.
stop right there. She say, Hey, Yahweh, you heard they ran out of wine. He's like, what they got to do with me? Like, so what I got to what they got to do with me? So what he say after that?
My hour is not yet come.
Yeah, he like, it ain't time for people to see the power of the Lord. This is mama. His mama know that her son is special. She see him do stuff all around the house all the time. So she telling him to do that stuff that he be doing at the house at the wedding. And he's saying, it ain't time for me to do that. My hour haven't come. Like, chill, mama. But what did he do? Read up to that.
Verse 5. His mother said unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it.
She said, Hey, y'all, come here. Like, just like a mama. Hey, y'all, come here. Hey, whatever he tell y'all to do it. She wasn't paying him no attention. He was like, go in there and do whatever that boy tell you to do. Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 6. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. Jesus saith unto them, fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. Verse 8, and he saith unto them, draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast.
Yeah.
And they bear it. Verse 9, when the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10, and saith unto him, every man at the beginning doth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then that which is worse, but thou hast kept the good wine until now.
So he said, damn, normally when I go to weddings, they bring the best wine out first, and then at the end they bring out the Everclear. At the end of the wedding, they bring out the trash wine and the trash liquor, but at the beginning they start off with the Don Julio, with the fourth, with you know what I'm saying, with the top shelf. He's like, but you had good wine at the beginning, but you brought the best wine out at the end. He's like, dang, man, I ain't never had no liquor like this before. So that's what he was talking about. He was breaking it down. He you know, this is just a breakdown on Christ was telling his mama, like, chill, it's not time for me to show the power that the Lord gave me.
The water, sir.
No sweat.
No, I got another question to John Salaki.
Come on.
It's John 3 and 8. This is book of John, chapter 3, verse 8. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Spirit. Mm-hmm. Could I get a general breakdown of this? Like, what this mean?
Yeah, so, all right. What is this about? Who is he talking to?
He talking to Nicodemus.
He talking to Nicodemus. Nicodemus is what?
The king of the Jews right now.
Not the king.
A Pharisee.
Right, he's a ruler of the Jews. So he's like a religious leader. He's like a big time preacher. That's what you would see today. You would see some big preacher that's supposed to know the Bible. He's supposed to know the law. He's supposed to understand it. And Christ is saying things to him that's milk. But he don't understand it. Right. He like, damn, how you don't understand this? And you a ruler of the Jews. Like, what's wrong with you? Hold on 1 second.
I've read that before.
Judites. So yeah. So now go ahead and read that verse. Read 2 verses before that.
Kawakan, verse 6. That which is born of the flesh is flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And that which is born of the spirit is spirit.
So Christ told Nicodemus, you got to be born again to understand this. He was like, damn, what I got to do? I got to go into my mother's womb and be born again? He's like, nah, man, you got to become someone new, right? A fleshly man is going to always be fleshly. A carnal man is going to always be carnal. A lot of times brothers come into the school and they never stop being carnal. They never get rid of that carnality that they came into the truth with. And you see it through their time in the truth because they still do certain things that they did in the world. You hear certain songs come on in the club and they just start stacking. I'm talking about full out in the truth with a shield on, and then they just go full out into just full out stacking, right? Just breaking, throwing it up, shooting it. And you're like, what are you doing?
Right.
And they're like, oh, Salakia. Why? Because they're still carnal, they're still in the flesh. But when you come into the truth, you put away that man, do away with your old self, and now you're spiritual. So you don't move like that no more. Even when you hear that song, it don't even make you feel like it used to make you feel when it did in the world. You used to hear it in the world, and it just turn you up. You hear it now, and you be like, yeah, I remember when it used to turn me up. Why? Because now you're not of the flesh, you're of the spirit. So that which is of the flesh is of the flesh. You're going to behave that way. And that which is of the spirit is of the spirit. You start to act like that, right? Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 7. Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again.
He said, don't trip out that I'm telling you to be born again. Like, why are you so amazed by that? Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 8. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh.
Yeah,
And
the spirit is moving, but you can't tell where it's going. That's the wind. The spirit is moving, but you don't understand the spirit. Why don't you understand the spirit?
Because he of the flesh.
Exactly. That's why Nicodemus couldn't get this. He was breaking it down to him like, you're not going to get this because you're carnal, you're fleshly. Read the next part.
Kawakan, but canst not tell whence it cometh and whither it goeth.
Keep going.
So is everyone that is born of the spirit.
See? He's saying, that's how it is. You don't understand this because you're not of the spirit. People that's of the spirit that has changed understand this. And so many people think reading the Bible is just knowing Bible verses and being able to pull scriptures, being able to quote them. They're carnal. They just pull scriptures, pull verses. They don't understand what they're saying. They don't understand what it means. They're just carnal. They're just Christians. They're fleshly. That's the easiest way to say it. Read the next part though.
Kawakan, verse 9. Nicodemus answered and said unto him, how can these things be? Verse 10. Jesus answered and said unto him, art thou a master of Israel?
Hey, damn, you don't understand this? Aren't you a leader in the community? Aren't you a master? He cutting them. He clowning them right now. Keep going.
Kawakan, and knowest not these things?
And you don't know this? This is milk. The men that I teach, they know this automatically. As soon as they come into school, they know to change their old self and become new. You a master in Israel and you don't know to change and become new? Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 11. Verily, verily, I say unto thee, we speak that we do know, and testify that we have seen, and ye receive not of our witness.
The things that I'm telling you when I go out on the street and teach, these are things that you know and you can see. These are things that you know and you can see. We speak what we do know and testify things we see. When we go out on the street, we talk about the government, we talk about police brutality, we talk about history, things that everybody can relate to. Like, we're not over their head when we outside teaching at camp. We're talking to them about what just happened on the news today. We going right into that. But keep going.
Kawakan, and ye receive not our witness.
But you what?
And ye receive not our witness.
We talking about stuff that we can all relate to, and you don't even want to hear that. You don't even want to accept that. You're not even able to obtain that or receive it. Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 12. If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe? If I tell you of heavenly things.
If I'm telling you about our oppressor being the devil and he killing us on the streets the same way he did in the 1800s, that it hasn't changed and you don't get it, then how are you going to believe when I talk to you about reincarnation and the spirit world and coming back to life after the dead and the kingdom of heaven and rulership and power and glory? How you going to understand about how the Lord made the earth and the heavens? How you going to, you want to get all this deep knowledge. See, so many people come into the truth and they want to jump straight to Revelation. Their first question is, hey, can I get a breakdown of Revelations 22 and 7? I want to know what's this. I want to know what the crystal road is that flowed out of the throne of the Most High. All right. What color is Jesus? Well, I mean, I really don't know. All right, let's start right there. Let's start with the color of Christ, because how am I going to teach you about the road of crystal and water flowing out the throne when you don't even know who is sitting on the throne. Go ahead, I thought.
Right.
So like I said, if I could, is that where you just end the conversation when they try to go into deeper context, but they don't know the beginning?
No, because you want them to stay around so that they can learn. You want to teach them. It's class. Think about like at school. When somebody asks a question in school, how would you feel if the teacher just walked out, cut the conversation out because you asked the question?
I feel upset.
Nah, come on, bro. You the teacher. I can't ask questions. No, we don't run from questions. We're not running from no questions. We just want to help them understand that you can't learn trigonometry without knowing addition. And you have to learn addition and subtraction and multiplication and division, go into the fractions, then go into a little algebra 1 and then algebra 2. You have to work your way up to this knowledge. People think, oh, I got the Bible, I read this, so I understand it. You can't just read nothing and understand it without getting trained on it. I can tell you, I can give you a book about heart surgery. That don't mean you could perform it.
Right.
Because you read the book. Go ahead, Rapah.
Yeah, Khan. So like you said, if I could, I'm gonna let you finish that because I had a question, but it was on verse 10.
Okay, no sweat. So that's what he's saying. Finish that. Read that verse again we just read.
Khan, this is the book of John, chapter 3, verse 12. If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
Right. Keep going.
Khan, verse 13.
Oh,
And
that's
no
it.
man,
Hold up. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Khan, sir. Can y'all hear me fine, sir?
I can hear you clear.
Okay, Khan. In verse 10, was that him telling him that like they really wasn't in the truth and that they didn't even know about, they wasn't following the prophecies and all that type of stuff too?
No, that was him just saying, okay, all right. I think about a Christian pastor walk up to us at camp, right?
Right.
And then you say, like the scriptures say, in Revelations 1 and 14 that Christ was this and that. No, I ain't never seen that in the Bible, brother.
Right.
What you mean Jesus had hair of wool and skin of bronze? Nah, brother, I ain't never seen that. I'm like, dang, ain't you a pastor over a church?
Right.
You ain't never seen that Christ was black? Oh, okay. That's what Christ was doing to him. How can you be a leader in this community and a teacher, not just a leader, but a teacher, and you ain't never heard of this?
Right.
That's what he was doing. He was cutting them to let them know he don't know nothing.
Right.
But Nicodemus started in verse 1 or 2 telling him that we know that you are sent from God. We know that the Lord is with you. So he already professing that he wants to be a student. Christ is just letting him know that he's small. You don't understand what you're trying to understand unless you come in to learn it from me. That's what he was doing.
Khan. And this was right after the Passover, right? In this because I was reading chapter 2, and I don't know if the time difference between chapter 2 and 3, because I know it can be very different. But at the end, it was talking about how at the end of chapter 2, because I was reading John, and it was talking about how they was Yahushua, that's the chapter 2 is when he went and whipped everybody at the temple, and then they had the Passover that in the same chapter.
Okay. Yeah.
And then at the beginning of chapter 3, then it said, Nicodemus came to him by night.
Yeah, that's it.
That's crazy. Khan.
No sweat. Next.
Other question?
I got another question in John
Come on.
3. In John 3, what does verse 13 mean, sir? In John 3 and 13.
John 3 and 13, read it.
Khan, it's the book of John, chapter 3 and verse 13. And no man have ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man which is in heaven.
With that, start at, keep going.
Khan, verse 14. And as Moses lifted up,
I'm gonna just tell you like this: what Christ is doing is the thing he said that he wouldn't understand from verses before. He's helping him understand. How are you going to understand about men? He's showing him the lack of understanding that he have. How are you going to understand about a man ascending from heaven or coming down from heaven when you don't understand that you got to be born again?
Right.
That's the example right there. Him using this is an example that Nicodemus don't have no understanding.
Come on. Because the part that I was confused on when he said, and no man have ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, the last line where it says, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. That's
Right.
what I was confused about.
He just confounding him.
Right.
He's confounding him with knowledge that is too high for him to understand.
Right.
What is Nicodemus doing at that moment? Huh? Damn, that's deep. That's what he's doing. He cutting them up. And that's what Christ said. He said nothing that wasn't a parable.
Right.
Everything that he's saying to these people, he's giving them parables. So seeing they may see and not understand, hearing they may hear and not perceive.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead. Kakam.
So like sir, in the same chapter 3, verse 30, what do John mean by he must increase but I must decrease?
Who's saying that? Who's saying that he must increase?
He must. I think John is saying this.
Right.
Oh
So
yeah, John.
What is John saying about Christ?
That he must increase.
And John is saying, let me see, where can we start at? Start at 27.
Kawagan. John answered and said, "A man can receive nothing except it be given him from heaven."
Mm-hmm.
Verse 28. Ye yourselves bear me witness that I said, I am not the Christ, but that I am sent before him.
So he was letting the people know that he wasn't the Messiah. He was the messenger to prepare the way for the Messiah, right? So he's telling the people, like, people are coming to him and following his movement. John had the biggest movement in the earth. And he is telling the people that y'all coming to me, I keep telling y'all I'm not the Christ. I am the one set to prepare the way for the Christ. Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 29. He that hath the bride is the bridegroom. But the friend of the bridegroom which standeth and heareth him rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy therefore is fulfilled.
This is deep. He said, I don't have the bride, but people that heareth him are the ones that's supposed to understand it and receive it. You're going to come into the bridegroom. To those that hear the bridegroom, you're going to become the bride. You're going to be married into the bridegroom. Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 30. He must increase, but I must decrease.
Who must increase? Christ. Christ, when he comes, he's going to increase and I must decrease. What does that mean Christ knew? What does that mean John the Baptist knew?
John knew that Christ was better than him.
And he was supposed to do what when Christ got on the scene?
He was supposed to follow Christ.
He's supposed to shut down his whole ministry.
Right.
He was supposed to shut down all his teaching. Soon as Christ came up on the scene, he's supposed to be like, oh, you the Messiah. You the one that I've been preparing everybody to listen to. Therefore, shalom, sir. What do you need me to do?
Yes.
That's what he should have did. He should have shut down all all the people that follow John should have transferred over to following Christ. Go ahead.
Slaki, sir, if I could, is it like transferring, like whenever, say for instance, a general walk into class and we all transfer to your class to his class?
No, because we already in the same school. Christ is a man walking on the scene that don't have a school. He's stepping on the scene. John already got it's just like what Commanding General Yohana is going to do when Christ returns.
Come on.
When Christ returns, Commander General Yohana is not going to say, well, no, I raised this school. Is he really the one? Because that's what John the Baptist did. John the Baptist saw Christ, and after seeing Christ, he started saying, is he really the one, though? Is this really the guy? He was telling his disciples to go and find out, was he really the Christ? After he seen Christ and said, this is he who I've been telling y'all about. This is the one. Right when Christ walked off, he didn't follow him. He kept doing his thing. He kept teaching. He kept his ministry going. When Christ returns, Commanding General Yohana is going to give over the school, give over the nation to the king. When Christ showed up, when John the Baptist was there, John the Baptist didn't give the nation over to the king. He kept trying to teach the nation. That's what he messed up at.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead, Rapper.
So like, sir, one of the things you said that I always think about, of like, you know, how John wasn't in the truth, is he literally seen the sky. You say he seen the sky crack open, and the Most High say, "This is my son," and he still didn't follow him.
Yeah, that wasn't enough. And that's what a lot of people that come in the truth do. A lot of people come in the truth and see miracles out. When you see a dude kiss, that is an absolute miracle. A slave master is kissing the slave's boot in the streets, in the sunlight, in front of everybody. That is a miracle out. And you see that and say, well, you know, man, this still ain't the home of the truth. We all got the truth. Hey, we all, you know, we all know the Bible. I got understanding too. That's pride. And pride is the destruction and has been the destruction of this nation since the beginning. Do you know why Cain didn't want to make the right sacrifice? Because of pride.
Right.
Pride is what destroys us. Brothers, it's the thing that has destroyed the brotherhood forever.
Right.
Pride. Go ahead, Up.
So like, sir, if I could, it's a miracle. Like the first time I ever heard somebody say the white man, the devil, was a miracle. And my whole life, I never heard that until I came into the truth. But I always knew it was true.
Yeah, brother, that's the absolute fact. It's a miracle that we say it and we live it.
Right.
It's not just a miracle that we say it. It's a miracle that we actually show the white man is the devil, because we never marry his women in this school. We don't go out and talk to white women and do their drugs and sneak sin. We don't do that. That's the real miracle. All right. Next, anybody got a question?
Come
on, what you got?
And John, verse 1, when I called you about the other day, sir.
John what?
John 1 and John 1 and
Yatazaq. I didn't never get with the general on it. He didn't give me a call back yet.
Okay, come on, Con. I got another one.
Come on.
And in verse, what was it that? I'll let Kakon if I gotta find it.
Okay. I see something online. Go ahead, Kakon.
Kakon, it's in the next verse. Could I get a general breakdown on John chapter 4, verse 32? It says, but he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 33. Therefore said the disciples one to another, have any man brought him aught to eat? Verse 34. Jesus said unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work. So, like it, sir, what is the meat he's speaking of?
Christ hardcore. First of all, the disciples are absolute troopers. If you like the trooper program that we have here in the UPK, this is the troopers, right? Okay, let me show you at the beginning. Go to verse 1 real quick. No, go to verse 7.
Kakon. This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water.
So Christ is sitting at this well, and there comes a woman to the well where Christ is sitting at to draw water. Keep going.
Kawakan. Jesus said unto her, Give me to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 8. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat.
To do what?
To buy meat.
So what's happening? Christ is sitting there waiting on the troopers to get back with the food. He's sitting there because he's hungry. And so while he's hungry, this woman comes up. So now he's talking to this woman, was like, hey, make me some water. And she was like, you ain't got no cup. How you gonna get water? He's like, see, if you knew who you was talking to, you'll just give me some water. Because the water I got, you'll never thirst again. She's like, damn, what that water that you got? I want some of that. He's like, no. She's like, because our father Jacob, he dug this well. He said, he looked at her like, your father ain't did nothing here. But the true worshipers is gonna come and worship over here. You know what I'm saying? So after he get through talking to her, let's see, 22.
Yeah, this is the one he's talking
What
about.
verse did you just ask about?
I asked about verse 32
Start at
to
20.
34.
Start at 27 now.
Kawakan, this is the book of
Just
John.
after we get through cutting her.
Kawakan. This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 27. And upon this came his disciples.
Now
and
the disciples is coming back. Go ahead.
Kawakan, and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, What seekest thou? Or why talkest thou with her?
They looking at Christ like, damn, why is he talking to her? Like, that's how hardcore we were. Heathen? We don't even talk to them. But didn't nobody say nothing. Nobody want to say nothing because Christ didn't play. So they were just looking like, what's going on here? Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 28. The woman then left her water pot and went her way into the city and said to the men. Verse 29. Come see a man.
Hold on. Don't worry about that. Now drop down to verse 31.
Kawakan, verse 31. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat.
Now the disciples is there and they like, here, Salaki, sir, we brought the food. Master, eat. Like, here go the food right here. Keep going.
Kawakan, verse 32. But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not of.
He like, man, I'm already out here eating. I've been eating. You don't even, I'm out here eating and you don't even know. I got meat to eat that, They already thinking like, damn. Okay, read the next verse before I say that.
Kawakan, verse 33. Therefore said the disciples one to another, have any man brought him out to eat?
They like, damn, did somebody bring him some food before we got here? He already talking to her about water. You know what I'm saying? And they over here, man, I hope we're not too late to do our job to give him some food. Because they troopers. And our king was their leader. And they didn't want nobody else feeding their leader. They didn't want nobody around them. Little kids couldn't come and sit on Christ's lap. Christ will be teaching, and they'll be like, hey, back up. Back up. To the little kids, Christ will be like, suffer the little children to come unto me. Like, let them come. Calm down. Salakia. They good. That's how the disciples were. So they was hardcore about Christ. They didn't want nobody feeding him. They didn't want nobody giving them nothing to drink because everybody was trying to kill Christ.
Right.
And that's what was going on there. He was just cutting them like, man, I'm already out here eating. What is he saying? I'm doing the will of my Father. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I ain't tripping on no food.
Yeah.
I'll eat when I'll eat. Right now, I'm doing what I want to do.
Oh, okay.
That's
Water,
heavy.
sir.
No sweat.
That's heavy, sir.
Most High Christ. Let me see.
I didn't understand it at first, but I get it now.
Okay. Zakar 1 says, Salakia, can I get a breakdown? Can you elaborate on Genesis 3 and 17?
You said 3 and 17, sir?
Okay. 17 and 18.
This this is the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse. You said 17 to 18?
Yeah.
Yes.
Verse 17. It's like, and unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and
Mm-hmm.
has eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and this it's like in sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life.
Let me tell you, this is why you got to go slave right now. This is why every day you have to get up because of this curse right here. You have to go out and slave and work at somebody's job because of this curse. Now you got to go out into the field and sweat and get thorns and thistles and calluses and your knees hurt and your back hurt and your feet hurt. All of that because of this curse right here, because he listened to his woman. Instead of her bringing him this thing, and he said, no, woman, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. He said, all right, no sweat, baby. Whatever you want to do. Happy wife, happy life. Well, because of that, this is why you got to get up in the morning. Keep going.
Come, verse 18. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field.
Thorns and thistles will it be unto thee. What is that? Hurt, pain. What is a thorn? A thorn hurts you. Thistles is a little spiky things that get on your socks and be in your shoes. You got to pick off. And sometimes if you try to pick them off, they poke your hands. That's what going to work is going to be to you every day. It's going to be irritating. It's going to get on your nerves. That's what's happening. This oppression, because of our weakness, this is, it's just getting stepped on every day. All right? Let's see. He said, what does the officer's test consist of? The officer's test consists of scripture, the Hebrew language, the tribes in the Hebrew, and really scholarly. What you're going to find out about that officer's test is that we are really priests. We're really scholars once you get to the officer's test. You're going to see that test and you're going to say, I know all these niggas did not pass this test. And you're going to, once you start to study that test and you call a man an officer, you say, hey, Shalom, officer this, you're going to respect him a whole lot more. Because right now, you just think he just got his rank raised and became an officer. That's what you're going to, you think that right now. Until somebody say, hey, man, excellent job, man. Why don't you start studying for your officer's test? Here you go. And you look at that thing and it make you want to leave the school. You're like, I ain't never gonna be an officer. I just be a trooper forever. I don't gotta teach. Matter of fact, I just gonna be the best reader. I'm gonna just read. I'm gonna just read until I ain't tripping. That's what the officer test is. It consists of pure pressure. Like you look at the scriptures, you're like, okay, I can learn that. I can learn these scriptures. Then you flip that paper over and you see that Hebrew with the ancient Hebrew and the Assyrian, and you got to write out this and write out that in the Hebrew. You're gonna be like, yeah, they could just pass the class over to me every day. I'll just read the announcements. That's what it's gonna do. That's what the officer's test consists of. Scholarly priesthood. All right. Let me see. What do you do? Hold on, right up here. I'm trying to get. Stepping my game up. What do you do when you're a trooper and someone asks you what you believe in and challenges you in your beliefs? Let me tell you what you do. You tell them to call me. Because let me tell you why everybody wants to battle you. Because they know you're an easy win. They know you don't know nothing. And while you're still weak, they want to battle you. You tell them this. Well, I'm not ordained to teach, but I do got somebody you can call. Here, let me give you his number. Guess what they're gonna say? Nah, I don't know them. I know you. And I
Right.
want to talk to you because see, you being brainwashed. And them folks, they don't know what they talking about. They lying to you and this and this and that. They want to talk to you because the demon on them knows that it's stronger than you. But it's not stronger than us.
That's right.
They're gonna get on the phone with us out. They're gonna backpedal out of your life. They're gonna stop answering the phone because you're gonna say, "Hey, you ready to talk to Cap?
That's right.
Hey, you ready to talk to Cap? Cap, I got him on the phone. He right here on the other line. Be like, hey, Lord Christ. Hey, nah, I'm good, fam. Nah, I'm good. I don't gotta talk to you. I was talking to my brother. I was talking to my kinfolk. Oh, okay, all right. Well, whenever you want them questions answered, I got some answers for you. Oh no, it's cool, it's cool. All right, no sweat. You tell them to come and talk to me. Tell them to talk to your camp leader. Talk to a man above you that's passed the officer's test. That's what you tell them. Go ahead, I thought.
Yeah. Hey, Salaki, sir, if I could, uh, that I'm glad you mentioned pride earlier because now that he brought that up, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, I always been too prideful to be like, oh nah, man, just it's because I don't understand right now. I'm not gonna call nobody and to get a better understanding for you or for somebody else. That or they be like, oh, what you believe in or what you understand. Maybe I don't know, and I just walk off. I'll be feeling too prideful to call somebody or whatnot. But I'm just like, I'm gonna start speaking on it from now on.
Yeah, man, don't let pride get in your way because pride is the first step to destroying yourself. Once you start, if you start this young in the truth with pride and you let that build up, it's going to become cancer inside of you. That's what's going to happen. Brotherhood is the most important thing about this. Humility, sacrifice, selflessness. That's what you learn coming in here. You learn that everything is not about you or for you. You know what I mean? And therefore, it's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. You ask me a question, I'm not finna make up a breakdown just so I can look like I got the answers to everything because I'm a captain. No, I'm not finna do that because I can do more hurt doing that than I would do help because of my pride. Now you come and hear another breakdown and I said this, and then it's like, Captain Yatazaq teaches something different than the general. And now I'm really about to get embarrassed for teaching some bullshit. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong for doing that. That's wise to do. All right. All right.
Oh,
Let me see. All right. So let me get into this topic real quick. Um, brothers versus brothers, right? Brothers versus brothers has been a thing that has been going on all through the Bible. All right. I sent you an article. I thought you got it.
come on, sir. I got it right here.
This is something that I want you to understand about the Bible and how black it is. What I'm about to teach you tonight in the Bible is going to prove to you that the men in the Bible are black and Hispanic. All right. I think I probably want to start in the scripture first. I think that's probably what I want to do.
Salakia, sir. Was the scripture in the notes, or you want me to
No,
go
no,
to it?
no. I think I'm gonna just start with the story.
Come
Let me
on,
go to Second Samuel's. Everybody go to Second Samuel's, and I think we're gonna start at 2 and 8. Now this is a story about King David and King Saul. All right. At this time that we were reading about, King Saul just passed away. He just died, and his men are now taking over. All right. We're gonna read verse 4.
Come on, sir. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 2, and verse 4. And the men of Judah came, and there they anointed David king over the house of Judah. It's like it. And they told David, saying that the man of Jabesh Gilead were they that buried Saul.
Okay. So now they just raised up David to king. When the king when the okay, David was over the tribe of Judah, Saul was over the tribe of Benjamin and the rest of Israel. So when they heard this, read verse 8.
Come on, verse 8. But Abner, the son of Ner, captain of Saul's host, took in Ishbosheth. Is that how you say it? It's like it.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. What was that? The son of Saul, and brought him over to Mahanaim.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. And made him king over Gilead, and over the Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel.
So what did he do? He said, "Oh, y'all making David king over Judah? No sweat. We're gonna make him king over the rest of the nation." That's what they did. They did it out of spite, not because he was the best person for the job. It was because they hated their brother. All right. So now Abner was the general for Saul, and Joab was David's general. All right. Go ahead and read verse 13.
Come on, verse 13. And Joab, the son of Zariah, how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
And the servants of David went out and met together by the pool of Jaban, however you say that, Saki.
Mm-hmm.
And they sat down, the one on the one side of the pool and the other on the other side of the pool. Verse 14. And Abner said to Jacob, let the young man now arise and play before us. And
What did
Joab
he say?
said, let the young man now arise and play before us.
So what happened? You got Joab meeting up at the pond. You got Abner meeting at the pond. They got a group of men on both sides. And he said, let the young man play before us. What that mean?
He was letting the children.
I can't hear you.
You letting the children play around?
No. This ain't playing. This ain't go get on the swing and the slide. They was like, let's box. They met up at the war at the pond. Abner had his men, Joab had his men, and they met up and they fought.
Dang.
Keep going.
Come with Khan. And Joab said, let them arise. Then, like verse 15, then there arose and went over by number 12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and 12 servants of David.
What's this? What is this? This is a
Royal
gang
Rumble.
fight.
Yeah, this is a gang fight.
Gang fight. What this is? This is a gang fight in the Bible.
Fact.
David don't know nothing about it, but the generals is tired of talking all this noise. They're like, man, I'm gonna take 12 of my young goons. He gonna take 12 of his young goons, and they met at the lake. And one sat on this side of the lake, and the other sat on that side of the lake. They met up and they fought. Keep going.
Verse 16. And they caught every one of his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together. Wherefore the place was called Helkat Hazarim,
Yep.
which is in Gibeon. Verse 17. And there was a very sore battle that day, and Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel before the servants of David.
Guess what? David's men, David's young men. These wasn't his mighty men. These was just some young men. You heard that name? You heard that before? Young men?
Con.
Yeah, David's young man was a little more hard than Saul's young man. So now Saul's men are running. Keep read what you got. Keep going.
Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
And there were three sons of
Zeruiah.
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 There, Joab and Abishai,
Mm-hmm.
Abishai and
Mm-hmm.
Ashel, Sael.
Mm-hmm.
And Sael was a light of foot as a wild roar.
What is he saying? He's like,
He's fast.
SIL is fast. He can run. He light feet, like a wild deer, like a wild roe. So what's happening? Abner is running. Abishai right on his ass, right behind him,
Run them down.
right, running him down. Keep going.
Khan. And Israel pursued after Abner.
Abba, he's pursuing after him. He's chasing him. Go ahead.
Khan. And in going, he turned not to the right hand nor to the left from the
As much
following
as he
Abner.
was trying to juke him and get away, he was right there on him. He wasn't turning to the right or the left. He was right on him. Go ahead.
Khan, verse 19. It's like it, verse 20. Then Abner looked behind him and said, Art thou Asael? And he answered, I am.
Keep going.
Verse 21. And Abner said to him, Turn thee aside to thy right hand or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee his armor. But Asael would not turn aside from following him.
Let me tell you what Abner is saying. He said, stop chasing me and kill one of these young men.
It's crazy.
And take the armor back as if you killed me. That's what he's saying. He's like, lay hold on one of the young men and take back his armor as a trophy to say, I got a body. Keep going.
Come, verse 22. And Abner said again to Asael, Turn thee aside from following me. Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground?
He said, man, stop chasing me before I kill you. Like, bro, stop. Like, I'm not, like, this is the general and this is a young man. He's telling them, chill. Aren't you, I know you, I know who you are. Kill one of these young dudes, take them back, because I'm not going so easy. Keep going.
How then should I was like,
keep going.
Hold up my face to Joab, thy brother.
He said, if I don't come back with you, how am I going to tell my brother that I let you get away? I'm not going to be able to tell him. So no, I got to come back with you. I can't come back with a young man's armor. I got to come back with your armor. I got to come back with you. Keep going.
Come, verse 23. Howbeit, he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner with the hinder end of the spear smote him under the fifth rib, that the spear came out behind him, and he fell down there, and died in the same place. And it came to pass that as many as came to that place where Asael fell down and died stood still.
Let me tell you something. Everybody found out that he was dead, and everybody that came through there died. And that was Joab's brother. Now, I'm not gonna say nothing yet. Drop down to verse 25.
Come on, verse 25. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner, and became one troop, and stood on the hill, stood on the top of the Evan hill. Verse 26. Then Abner called to Joab and said, shall the sword devour forever?
What is
Knowest
Abner saying? What does
now
Abner really want? Go ahead, reply.
Is he saying like, are we just gonna keep killing each other?
It's what he's saying. He like, damn, I mean, are we gonna keep killing each other forever? Is that what we're gonna keep doing? He's standing on top of the hill. He got away. He looking down at him. He like, damn, Joel, what we gonna do? We gonna just keep killing each other forever? Keep going.
Con. That's like it. What was that? Verse 24?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 20, verse 26.
26, yeah.
And said, shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness, it's like it, in the later end. How long shall it be then? Ere are that bed that people return from following their brethren? Verse
What did
27.
Joab say?
It's like it, sir. Can I read that again?
Go ahead.
Con. Then Abner called to Joab and said, shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the later end? How long shall it be then, ere thou bid the people return from following their brethren?
He said, how long is we gonna keep doing this? Because it's gonna end later worse than it started. And so long in America, we've had this same thing happen.
Right.
So long. Because the thing that we hate about each other is the hurt that our brothers has caused one another by killing our brothers. The reason gang violence is so strong in America is because if I have a truce with you, then I'm forgetting my brother. I'm saying his life didn't mean anything. And this happened in the Bible. And this is why David wasn't able to build the temple, because he had so much blood of his brothers on his hands. He had to do so much killing to fight amongst the tribes to get the tribes to come back together. But the reason the tribes kept fighting over and over and over again is because they were fighting for their brothers. They were fighting for the love of their brothers. They were fighting for something that was honorable, but they were fighting dishonorably. And that's what you have to learn from this lesson. This lesson is going to teach you how to fight for your brother in an honorable way, no matter how hurt you are. You got to really trust in the Lord and know that the Lord knows how hurt you are. And that's what he's going to show in this right here. Give me read 27.
Con, verse 27. And Joab said, as God liveth, unless thou hast spoken, surely then in the morning the people have gone up, it's like gone up every one from the following of his brother. Verse 28. So Joab blew a trumpet.
Read 30.
Verse 30. And Joab returned from the following Abner. And when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants
Hold up.
19.
We missed that part of 27. Salakia. That's when Joel found out Abner killed his brother in 27. Joel found out that his brother was killed. And you know what he said? He said, I'm never letting this go. Never. Now read 30.
Con, verse 30. And Joab returned from following Abner. And when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 19 men and Sil.
Here you go, right here. He finding out. He seen that in the woods when Abner was running and they was chasing him down, Abner killed 19 men and his brother because they didn't come back. Keep going.
Con, verse 31. But the servants of David had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 300 men died.
But David's servant killed over 300 of them. Like David's servant wasn't nothing to play with.
Thanks.
Keep going.
Con, verse 32. And they took up Sil
Yeah.
and buried him in the so, so, sep, sepulcher
Sepulcher, right?
of his father, which was in Bethlehem.
Mm-hmm.
And Joab and his men went out all night, and they came to Hebron and at the break of day.
Yeah. So what's happening? David killed more men than Abner's men. David's men did, but David's men couldn't forgive, and that's what happens a lot of times. We're both losing people on both sides. Both sides. In the streets, we both losing people on both sides. But we brothers. We killing each other. And we brothers. Now, give me my article.
Con. You want to reach in the top, sir?
Yes.
The Slaki. The history of Crips and Bloods is
The
deeply
history
tied.
of who?
Crips and Bloods.
The history of Crips and Bloods. Let me tell you where Crips and Bloods start from. Crips and Bloods start from fighting against the oppressor. That's where it starts. It starts with it starts with an honorable fight. White people was coming into our communities. They were killing our men and women and the police abuse and brutality. We needed something in our neighborhoods that could fight for us because the police wouldn't. And these people wouldn't. So what did we do? We started the Crips. Started them in 1969. Keep going.
Con. The history of Bloods and Crips is deeply tied to the social, economic, and political conditions of African American communities in Los Angeles during the late 20th century. Here's a breakdown of the origins, evolution, and impact.
Go ahead.
This is the origin of Crips and its history. It was founded late 1960s, like the late 1960s as 1969. The founders were Raymond Washington, later joined by Stanley Tookie Williams.
Y'all know what happened today, huh?
Con, sir.
Son.
Well, explain it to me.
They just got partying Larry Hoover.
He just got out. He just got out. He just
Right.
got out of jail for the things that he done in the past. He was pardoned, not because the white man thinks that he's innocent. The white man tried to give us a crumb. He tried to give us a crumb as he freed so many other white people.
Right.
He freed all these other white people, tax fraud, this white person that did this, did these murderers, these, that, and I'm going to give them Tookie. You know why? So they won't be saying I'm racist. I'm going to give them that. That's right. This is what Crips mean. Community revolution in progress. That's what it means. What does that mean? We started the Crips for the community.
Right.
So our people could be safe. Keep going.
Con. The location was in South Central LA, California. The purpose at origin started as a community organization by teenagers who wanted
By who?
By teenagers.
By the young men. You see, our young men have always been warriors, just like we were in the Bible. And we've always wanted to fight for the most important thing to us, family. And that's what people don't know, how family-oriented Blacks and Hispanics are. Blacks and Hispanics, number one thing to them is family.
Right.
They die, they kill for family. They go to war for family. Everything that we do is for family. We sell drugs for family. We rob you for family. Everything that we do is for our family. We're family oriented. We love our family. Keep going.
Con. Started as a community organization by teenagers who wanted to protect their neighborhoods from other violent groups, influenced by civil rights and Black Power movements. Filled a void left by the government dismantling groups like the Black Panther Party.
Dismantling what?
Groups like the Black Panther Party.
What happened? The Black Panther Party was dismantled because of a lack of brotherhood. So you know what the youth said? we're going to start something, and we're going to have more brotherhood than the Black Panthers. We're going to be clean. We're going to be cleaner than them, and we're going to protect and serve. And that's exactly what they tried to do. Keep going.
Come with Khan. Transitioned into a gang. Quickly evolved into a street gang due to internal conflict, power struggles, and involvement in criminal activities.
But because you don't have internal brotherhood inside of your organization, then that starts to have power struggles.
Right.
And the reason brothers are not able to get along because they don't have rank and order and structure. And when they do have rank, order, and structure, they go against the powers that be. They don't follow the structure that laid out to them, which makes them, what do they call people when they leave gangs?
Traitor.
Yeah.
A traitor. Makes them disloyal. Makes you disloyal when you don't follow the order, when you don't follow the structure that's laid. You're disloyal. You're not real. Well, we see it in the Bible. Well, Joel wasn't being loyal. He wasn't being loyal. Abner wasn't being loyal because the number one thing that was the most important thing about all of this was the nation of Israel.
Right.
But you know what got into the middle of this? Pride.
Con.
And when pride gets involved, people lose their lives.
Right.
People get hurt. People start to do things irrationally because now they're not thinking about the mission. They're not thinking about why we started this. They're just thinking about how they feel at the moment. And that's how gangs have been thriving since the 60s because emotions got involved. People started to struggle, then lives were lost. So now I can't forgive them because if I forgive them, I'm forgetting him. I can't forgive him because if I forgive him, I'm forgetting him. So the fight has continued going on and on and on and on until now. We in 2025. And now we got a whole nother set of whole different generation of men and women fighting a fight for old dead people that died in the 60s. And now it's just recycling and happening over and over again. All for family. What you got to understand is there is only one way that you're going to ever be able to get over the hurt and the pain of losing a brother. There's only one way. That's what we're going to go into today. Because the fight we've been having for so long is brother versus brother. The Northern Kingdom versus the Southern Kingdom. The Crips versus the Bloods. The Vice Lords versus the GDs.
Right.
Like the MS-13 versus the Houstons. What do all of them have in common?
What do all of the gangs have in common, sir?
Yeah. What do they all have in common?
Slack it, sir, if I could.
Go ahead.
They were started to protect their family.
Yeah, but what do they all have in common?
None of them actually love each other or care about each other.
Yeah, but it's something else that's right in your face.
They all
What do
have
they
too
all
much
have in
pride.
common? Huh?
They all have too much pride.
They all brothers.
That's right.
All of these different games were started to go against the enemy. It was started to go against another nation, another group of people that's hurting us, that's not in our house. Now, the only people we killing is the people in our house. The only people we beefing with is the ones out of our family. We done lost the whole mission. We killing our brothers now.
Right.
That's what happened in the old times. And I'm going to show you how the Lord fixed this problem in the Bible. Go to chapter 3.
2 Samuel, sir.
Okay.
3 and what, sir?
Verse 20.
This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 3, and verse 20. So Abner came to David to Hebron.
Abner did what?
Abner came to David.
Abner got on Facebook.
Abner came to David.
He made a post.
Came to David.
Nah, he was talking about him. He was talking about him to everybody.
Came to David.
Abner came to David. Go ahead.
On to Hebron, and 20 men with him. And David made Abner and the men that were with him a feast.
They did what?
It's like it. And David made Abner and the men that were with him a feast.
Let me tell you the first thing that needs to happen in the Black and Hispanic community. Brothers need to sit down and eat. Let me tell you one thing that food do. Food will get a demon off of you real quick. I mean, we see it all the time. Brothers be at camp every week. Shut the hell up. Go get a job. Hey, brother, you want some water? Yeah, brother. I appreciate that. That water get a demon off him. If water get a demon off him, what you think a plate of tacos will do? What you think some brisket will do? Listen, brother. Brothers will do a whole lot more listening while they chewing. You can't talk and chew at the same time. And that's what David did. David knew we need to sit down face to face and we need to talk and eat each other. Keep going.
On. Verse 21.
Yeah, we need to break bread. Go ahead.
It's like it. And Abner said unto David, I will rise and go, and will gather all Israel unto my lord the king, that they may make a league with thee, and that thou mayest reign over all that thine heart desires. And David sent Abner away. He went into peace.
Let me tell you what Abner did. Abner said, you know what? I'm going to go and tell my king that we all need to come and you need to be our king. That's what all these fake Israelite groups need to do. These fake Israelite groups all need to come to Commander General Yohana and say, you in the original school, you've been holding it down. We can all come and be in this place. You know why they won't do it? Because it's about them.
Right.
If this was about the family and the brotherhood and the nation, Abner started to understand that it was about brotherhood. And he put his pride to the side and went and had a council and got everything resolved, and he left and went in peace. And a lot of times that happens out. There are brothers that have councils with each other, and then they go in peace. They go in peace and they separate from each other, and everything is good. And then this happens. Read verse 22.
Come, verse 22. And behold, the servants of David and Joab came from pursuing a troop, and brought in a great spoil with them. But Abner was not with David in Hebron, for he had sent him away, and he was gone in peace.
Keep going.
Verse 30. That's like verse 23. And Joab, Joab and all the host that was with him were come and that they told Joab, saying, Abner the son of Ner came to the king, and he hath sent him away, and he is gone in peace. Verse 24. Then Joab came to the king and said, what hast thou done? Behold, Abner came unto thee. Why is it that thou hast sent him away and is quiet gone?
Let me tell you what happened. Joab wasn't at the meeting. One thing that needs to happen when you have these meetings, everybody needs to be there. Because when everybody's there, then everybody know what vibe everything was done in. Everybody know how it was done. But when you leave certain people out, then you leave demons to talk amongst other people. And when them demons get with other demons, they get with other demons, and they start a whole new clique of demons. And that's what happens a lot of time. Joab said, why did you let him leave in peace? He just came here to trick you. Hold up, read the next part.
Con, verse 25. Thou knowest Abner the son of Ner, that he came to deceive thee, and to know thou going out and thy coming in, and to know all that thou didst.
Now, let me
Which
tell you
might
why
do
he's
it.
saying that. He's saying this because he don't want peace.
Right.
He's saying, man, they lying to you. They ain't really finna come in peace. They don't want no peace. So what did he do? He took matters into his own hand. Go ahead, Rapayat.
So like, yes, sir. Is this an example of showing like how a demon can like affect a brother to where like he don't even understand it? It's not him who's saying this; it's the demon that's took over him that's saying
That
it.
is the absolute thing that's happening. A demon is taking over this brother because it's pride. The demon is pride. The demon is telling him that no, he's getting away. What is he thinking about as he sees him getting away? What is he thinking in his mind about?
So it's like it's about good that he just want his head. Like he just want to kill him. That's it.
Nah, he thinking about something. This is the reason gangs don't let go of the violence.
Yeah.
What is he thinking about? I thought
How could you forget about your brother?
he thinking about
Yeah.
what about all the people that he killed? How are you letting him go in peace? David, you tripping.
Right.
You remember he killed my brother. You remember what he did, right? Noise was supposed to be made for my brother. Noise. The streets were supposed to shake. He was not supposed to leave here in peace. You tripping, David. No sweat. Read 26.
Con. And when Joab was come out from David, he sent messengers after Abner, which brought him again from the well of Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah. But David know it not.
David
Like,
didn't know what was going on. Hey, Salakia, can y'all hear me?
Con.
Sir.
Okay. All right. Drop down to 27. Yeah, 27.
Con, verse 27. And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him quietly, and smote him there under the fifth rib, that he died from the blood of Asael his brother.
Keep going.
Verse 28. And afterward, when David heard it, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before the Lord forever from the blood of Abner the son of Ner.
Read that again.
Con. And afterward, when David heard it, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before the Lord forever from the blood of Abner and the son of Ner.
Let me tell you. David said, why did you kill him? No sweat. This is not going to fall on me. This is on you. Keep reading.
Con, verse 29. Let it rest on the head of Joab.
Read that again.
Let it rest on the head of Joab.
One more time.
Let it rest on the head of Joab
Keep going.
in all his father's house.
Mm.
And let there not fail from the house of Joab one that hath an issue, or that is a leper, or that is leaneth on a staff, or that falleth on the sword, or that lacketh bread.
You know what he said? Cursed be your house for taking vengeance into your own hands. What we're going to have to do now, because blood has been spilled, we've lost brothers on both sides. What we're going to have to do now is let the Lord get the vengeance. We've done our part in getting vengeance for years now, for over 50 years, killing each other. Now we're going to have to let God get the vengeance. We're going to have to let God do the killing. Why? Because God, nobody could do vengeance like the Most High can. Nobody. Ain't nobody on this earth could unalive somebody like the Most High. What you gonna do? Shoot? You gonna run them down? No, the Lord will make his children leopards and lean on the staff. You know what that means? Make his children lame. Make his family members, make the curse never leave out of his house. We're gonna have to put the vengeance in the Lord's hands. If not, the vengeance is going to be in your house from the Lord. The only way to get rid of gang violence is to let vengeance be the Lord's and not yours. And there's so many brothers that have to take, vengeance into their own hand. Therefore, you're not allowing the Lord to do his part. The Lord wants to bring the vengeance on those that hurt you.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's like it, sir, if I could.
Mm-hmm.
What did I know people be like, sometimes people be like, the Lord did his work through him to go kill him. Is that true or no, sir?
No. The Lord, the way he gets rid of you, you know it's the Lord. Lord, he's so poetic. Let me see, who had a poetic death? It was somebody. Oh, well, just personally in my life, I knew of people that I knew brothers, that did evil things. And then you hear about them. You hear about them weeks later, months later. But somebody, they robbed you. You didn't go and get them back. And then you hear about them trying to rob somebody else. And they got their head blew off.
Right.
It wasn't you. Or they got ran over by a bus and now their legs is messed up, noodle legs now. And they in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. And they never going to be able to walk again because, right. You can't get that vengeance. You can't do that. You ain't a designer like the Lord is. The Lord will put you in a what's that devil name that's supposed to be the smartest man on the earth?
Stephen Hawking.
That just sit there like this.
Stephen Hawkins.
Stephen Hawkins. Listen now. That's designer from the Lord. He thought he was a god at one point. He thought he was so knowledgeable that he was just, he couldn't be messed with.
Right.
The Lord showed him. The Lord showed him how easy it was for him to be messed with. And that's what you got to know. You don't have to take vengeance in your own hands. The Lord is more than capable of hurting someone for hurting you. And Joab learned that. And you're going to learn it too. And a lot of brothers come into the truth with that old mentality of being who they used to be. And not able to change. And that's why the Crips and the Bloods are the way they are. The Crips and the Bloods are Israelites, just like Abner and Joab. That's what they are. And the only way that we're going to be able to fix this is to give it to the Lord.
Right.
We're going to have to give it to the Lord and let it go. If we don't let it go, you're going to be the next one to die. Because the death is not going to stop. Give me 2 Peter.
Second Peter, sir.
Before I go there, let me get Hebrews 10 and 34 first.
I'll get the Hebrews 10.
Hebrews 10 and 34 first.
You said 2 Peter, what is there? What and what's
Now I'm on 2 and I'm gonna give it to you. But let me get Hebrews 10 and 34 first.
Khan. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 34. For ye had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and an enduring substance.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Khan, verse 35. Cast not away therefore your confidence.
Read that part again.
Khan. Cast not away therefore your confidence.
Your confidence should be in the Lord, not your Glock, not your ability to hide in bushes and get them back. Your confidence should be in the Lord. Don't cast that faith away. Don't cast that zeal to become righteous and become a new person. Don't throw that away. Keep going.
Come on, Khan, which have great recompense of reward.
Great what?
Great recompense of reward.
Because if you hold on to this faith that you have right now, you can possibly get a great reward. Keep going.
Come on, Khan, verse 36. For ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise.
This is what you need to have, patience. We be wanting to move when we want to. Like that brother that ran over that police officer,
right,
for his son, I understand how he was feeling. I totally understand it. I totally do. But you know what? The Lord would have did something way better. Now he has to mourn his son behind prison walls. He'll never be free again. And he's going to fight for the rest of his life. And he's hurting his family by missing them. Now his family lost two people,
right,
his son and him. What he needed was patience. He needed the confidence that we have in the Lord. See, us knowing that God is black, Christ is black, the Israelites is black, it gives us confidence in having something bigger than us to fight for us.
right.
It gives us the confidence to know I don't have to fight all my battles because that's naturally in us. That's why we don't have a military. That's why we're not running the streets, burning down buildings, because we've always said we're going to let the Lord fight our battles.
Right.
Because we are the Israelites.
That's right.
And God has always fought our battles.
That's right.
That's how you know. That's why you know the white man ain't the Jew.
Right.
Because he fights his own battles. Now you need to rebuild that confidence in the Lord fighting your battles. Keep going.
Come on, Khan, verse 37. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry.
Listen, just wait and be patient a little while, because Christ is coming. And when he come, he ain't going to take a long time to do what he going to do. He going to make swift work of your enemies.
That's right.
Keep going.
Come on, Khan, verse 38. Now the just shall live by faith.
Now what?
Now the just shall live by faith.
By the sword?
By faith.
The just is going to live by faith. Righteous men are going to let the Lord handle their lightweight, not you. Righteous men is going to let the Lord slide, not you. Righteous men is going to wait for the chariots to do the drive-by, not you. The just will live by faith. Keep going.
Come on, Khan. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him.
But if you leave this truth and you go back into the world, the Lord said his soul is going to have no pleasure in you. Yeah, your husband is not doing everything. He's not paying all the bills like you want him to. He's not taking care of everything like you want him to. You know, he leave his socks on the floor. He don't make the bed when he get out. He leave his boots by the, downstairs. He don't take his boots upstairs. You know, he probably piss on the toilet seat. You know, he leave the faucet dripping. You know, he don't wash dishes. So what, you going to go and whore on him?
Right.
Well, if you go back into that world, the Lord said what? Read that again.
Come on, Khan. My soul shall have no pleasure in him.
The Lord is not going to have no pleasure or pity on you. Keep going.
Come on, Khan, verse 39. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition.
Read that again.
Come on, Khan. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition.
We are not them that go back into the world.
Right.
They do that, not us. Keep going.
Come on, Khan. But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
But what?
But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
We believe that Christ is going to save us from this place.
Right.
Therefore, Christ is going to destroy our enemies. Therefore, Christ is going to be the one that destroys this place and burns it down, not you. Not you. We're going to wait on the Lord. That's what we're going to do. Go ahead.
Come on, Khan, that's heavy because I was I was I was watching Officer Davan's Revelation breakdown, Revelation 9 with Jeremiah Hyman, or I think it was Revelation 8, but he told a story how Jeremiah Hyman said it was a man who left the truth, and the day after he got booked for a warrant that he had from years back. Like as soon as he left, it really shows what happened in verse 38. Like he was out of there.
Yeah, I feel sorry for people that lead the truth because you don't have the protection of the Lord. Psalms 98, it said, "He that dwelleth under the shadow of the Almighty." When you leave the truth, you're not under the shadow of the Almighty anymore.
Right.
Now you in the wind. You free game. And you don't want to be free game. You don't want to be outside of the Lord's protection.
Right.
And therefore, you don't have to go out and get vengeance. Sisters are so vengeful. They get so mad at their men and they want to do this and they want to do that. You don't have to do that because you are the Lord's daughter too. And if your man is mistreating you, just pray. That's all you got to do. Tell the Lord about it. Just tell him. The Lord will get him for you. You don't have to, you don't have to put none in his food. You don't have to, try to do nothing to him. You don't have to get vengeance. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how good you don't have to even make a sneak diss Facebook post. You don't have to appease your anger, trying to explain yourself or make yourself feel better by making a sneak diss post. You don't got to do it. The Lord will handle it. Just give him the opportunity to. Once you show him that you got patience and faith in him, he'll show you. He'll show you. He'll show you how real he is.
Right.
People think that because we say, our oppressor is the devil, that we hate them. No, what we are teaching our people is stop giving all of your love to everybody and focus that love in-house on the family. Because who needs that love? The Crips, the Bloods, the Latin Kings, the GDs, the Vice Lords, the MS-13s, the Houstones, the South Side, the North Side, Uptown, Downtown, 3rd Ward, 4th Ward, 9th Ward, 10th Ward, the Bronx, Harlem, all these different gangs and different cliques and different projects and bios. That's who you need to give your love to.
Right.
That's who need your love. Everybody, these other nations don't need your love. These other nations ain't going through what you're going through. Your brother needs your love. Now go to 2 Peter.
It was 2 Peter. What and what's that?
2:19.
2:19. Okay. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 2 and verse 19. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are the servants of the corruption.
Let me tell you, so many people promise that they're going to do right and they're going to get it right and they got everything together. They themselves are the servants of their own destruction. They got so many scriptures to pull about what's right and what God says and how, they give you counsel and they tell you that you should stay with your man and, you should be a good wife when they are cheating on their man. They tell you, hey, man, you got to love your brother and forgive him and take him to counsel. When they hate their brother, they don't take their brother to counsel. It's so many people out here that's got so much good lip service, but they don't do it. Keep going.
Come on. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage.
Keep going. The same person that you were is the same one that's going to bound you up in the world. The same person that you used to be, you're going to run into that. Like a lot of women think when they leave this man, they're going to find a better man. That's what they think. They think the grass is greener over there. So, yeah, he was peeing on the toilet and leaving his socks on the floor and his boots. This new nigga is going to pee on the floor. That's what he gonna do. He gonna pee all around the toilet, on the floor. He gonna pee on the walls. He gonna be so nasty. You gonna be like, you thought you were dealing with the worst it could be. You haven't seen the worst,
Going
but
con.
you're about to. You're about to. Go ahead.
Like I said, if I could, it's so heavy you say that because we see with Cassie. Cassie, she had a man, and you know he probably was peeing on the toilet seat. She
Yeah.
left him. Diddy was.
She got peed on.
She got peed on.
She's the toilet seat. Now
She's the
Cassie's the
toilet
toilet. She was mad that the toilet seat got peed on. She got with Diddy and became a toilet seat.
Good night.
That's what's gonna happen to a lot of you. A lot of you gonna become toilet seats. Keep going.
Come with Khan, verse 20. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world,
After they did what?
escaped the pollution of the world
Go ahead.
through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ,
Mm.
they are again entangled therein.
Now
And over
they go back into the world. They get trapped again. They come into the truth. They learn the truth. They learn how to be a new creature. They get cleaned up. They get cleaned up, get washed up. Then they get put back in the trap. Keep going.
come with Khan and overcome. The later, it's like
Ladder.
the latter end is worse than the beginning.
And now you are worse than you were before you came in here. You come in here, you get cleaned up, you go back out there, you have problems that you never had before. You go through situations you never went through before. Keep going.
Come with Khan, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to know, it's like not to have known the weight of righteousness, than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Let me tell you something. A lot of you, I tell people this all the time. If you're not going to really seriously come into the truth because you're ready to really change and come out of the world, then don't come into the truth. Don't come here. You can go anywhere else. You can go to any other Israelite group. You can go to any church. You don't come in here and learn. Because when you go back into the world, it's going to be way worse. Keep going.
Come with Khan, verse 22. But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb. The dog is turned to his own vomit again.
Now, just imagine that. Imagine your body is rejecting this thing. That's why you vomiting it out. You vomit things your body reject. Now it's out and it's been out and it's on the ground. And it's been on the ground. And you walked away from the vomit. And you went and did other things. And you ate other food. And you had vacations. And you went to eat. And you took pictures. And you had fun with your children. And then one day, you said, I wonder what that vomit is doing. And you go to it with a bowl and a spoon. And you put it in a bowl. And then you eat it. That's you.
That's what he quoted.
That's you. You're so filthy and disgusting. Now that I've given you a visual picture of it, that's how the Lord sees you turning back from the new you, the new creature, trying to go back into the old you. Let me ask you something about real transformation. Real transformation is like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly.
Right.
Can a butterfly turn back into a caterpillar?
Law, sir.
So what does he have to do? If he wants to be a caterpillar again, what does he have to do?
He has to die.
He gotta die.
Die.
Damn.
Well, you going back to that old flesh, you going back to that vomit, you can have it. You gotta die first. That's what you gotta do. Keep going.
Right.
Come with Khan. The dog is turned to his own vomit again. And the sow, it's like a sow, so that was washed to her wailing, in the mirror.
Yeah, now you've taken what was washed, the mire, the soap. You've used that soap, and it don't matter no more
Right.
because you're eating throw up. Now, my last scripture. Give me 1 Corinthians 6.
6 and what's there?
And 1.
You said 6 and 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Con. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 1. Dare any of you have a matter against another? Go to law before the unjust and not before the saints.
Let me tell you something. In the UPK, we are equipped to deal with any problem you have.
Right.
You don't have to go to the white man's court system. How dare any of you take your brother to court in a white man's injustice system?
It's crazy.
What are you gonna do? You gonna get justice there? See, when people take things to court like that, it's like what some people do with counsel. Some people will never call for counsel unless they think they're gonna win. Only reason you'll take somebody to court is if you think you're gonna win. How dare you? Keep going.
Con, verse 2. Do ye know that the saints shall judge the world?
The saints is gonna do what?
Judge the world.
Keep going.
And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
If we're gonna be the new rulers of this society, you think we can't deal with your little problem? You think we can't deal with your marriage? You think we can't deal with your problem that you're having with another brother? You think we can't deal with murder and death in our community? Everybody in the hood, if you got a problem, come to the ISUPK under Commander General Hunter. We'll fix the gang violence. We'll fix all the problems in the community, because how dare you take it to the white man? He ain't gonna fix a damn thing. But your brothers will. Why? Because we don't look at you like a case number. We don't look at you like money and probation. You are our brother. And our mission for our brothers and sisters is to get our nation back together and for us to rule the earth.
That's right.
So you don't have to worry about bringing us a matter and we not deal with it. We can deal with all of it. Keep going.
Con, verse 3. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
How much more things than in this world that we can deal with when we're going to be telling angels what to do? We're going to say, go over to that city and don't let it rain for 6 months because they ain't been paying taxes. The angels is going to make sure you get no water in your city. We're going to have commission over the angels of God. How much more is this little frivolous stuff that you got going on to us?
Right.
Keep going.
Con, verse 4. And then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life. Set them to judge who are least estimated in the church, least esteemed in the church. So like you.
Yeah.
Verse 5,
9.
verse 9. So like you. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God, but not deceived.
Be not
deceived. So like
mm-hmm.
Neither fornicators, nor adulterers, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Let me tell you something that the Bible says. Your Christian pastor tells you all you got to do is believe and go to heaven. That ain't in the Bible.
Right.
The Bible says that if you are a sinner, if you are a thief, a liar, an adulterer, idolater, an effeminate man, an abuser of yourself or mankind, you're not going to get the kingdom of heaven. I don't care what you believe. That's what the Bible says. There you go. Go to chapter 5. Read verse 4. And I'm done.
This is book of 1 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 4.
This is how you treat people that don't want to be a brother. There are certain people that come into school and they don't want to be brothers. They don't want to be your sister. The Bible says it's better that you never came in here.
Right.
This is the only hope you got. Read this.
Con, verse 4. In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, when ye are gathered together.
This, you hear what he said? He said, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, in the name of Jesus Christ. He said what?
So like, in our Lord Jesus Christ, when ye are gathered together, in my spirit, with the power of our Lord Jesus Christ. Verse 5. To deliver such an one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh.
Do what?
To deliver such an one unto Satan for the destruction of the flesh.
How do you deliver somebody to Satan for the destruction of the flesh?
By sin, sir.
Rep you out.
Kick them out of school.
Kick them out. Oh, when people don't want to be here, don't make them be here. Kick them out and let Satan do his work. Take them out of the protection of the Lord, under the shadow of the Almighty, under his protection and his wings. Kick them from out of the protection and let them go out into the world where they want to be. Keep going.
Con. That the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord Jesus.
That the what?
That the spirit may be saved in the day of the Lord.
Maybe he'll die and go in the world and come back a baby and find the truth in a new body.
That's right.
Maybe we get him out here fast enough, the Lord can make swift work of him and he can come back in the world and live and be born to a righteous person. Maybe. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to touch him. You're not going to touch him. You're not going to get revenge. You're not going to do anything. You know who's going to do it? The Lord is.
Lord.
And all you're going to do is you're going to either put him out of the school or you're going to pray and tell the Lord what's going on. And you're not going to say, Lord, this, kill him and this and that. You're going to say, Lord, this happened. The angels will take that prayer and make it exactly what the Lord needs to hear.
Right.
And the Lord will say, do what you need to do. And it will be done. It will be finished. That's what you need to do. That's how you stop gang violence. That's how you stop the Crip and the Bloods, because the perception of the Crips and the Bloods is that we've always just been killers and we hating each other and murderers and thieves and robbers. When we set those organizations up to better the community, because that's what we're about, family.
Right.
But we can't say we're about family when we're killing family. Therefore, we're not going to kill each other anymore. We're not going to take vengeance on each other anymore. We're going to let the Lord get vengeance, because the Lord says, vengeance is mine, I will repay.
Right.
So that means our enemies in the family, he's going to handle, and our enemies outside of the family, the other nations, he's going to handle. He's going to fight the battles. All we got to do is walk out like we did in Egypt. All we got to do is just follow orders. Put blood over the door, cut on one kind. Leave, cut on one kind. Walk through the water, yes, sir. Eat the bread, thank you. Eat the quail, appreciate it. The Lord shall provide all your needs. Therefore, if there's an opposition in your way, he's going to provide a way out away from them too. All right. Any more questions online? All right. With that, we're going to pass the class over. Anybody got the announcements?
Salakia, sir. I'm asking for him right now.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. With that, Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatham to the brothers. Yahweh Shema Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters.
Khan. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem.
Yeah, but